Thank you to the people who are supporting me on Ko-fi. You guys are keeping me alive. You didn't always get sick in the middle of class. In fact, you had a pretty good immune system. Worst case scenario was getting a cold twice per year. Honestly, you weren't really proud of it. You were a very lazy person and took every excuse you could get to skip a day of school. Luckily, your teachers knew about your natural defenses, which meant you were pretty much always excused when you got sick. For real, with no questions asked. Right now, you were storming through home high's hallways, trying to reach the nearest toilet. You just barely made it in time. Not caring if anyone else was there, you jumped inside one of the stalls, kneeled in front of the porcelain throne. Your stomach contracted as nausea crawled up your throat. Chunks of your lunch flooded out of your wide open mouth. You heaved again, and once again the toilet bowl endured your seemingly ceaseless torrent of half-digested food. You retched until only clear liquid was coming up. Your throat felt sore from the stomach acid that had been layering it. Sadly, there was no one to fetch you a glass of water to get the disgusting taste of vomit out of your mouth. You leaned back, out of breath. Snot coming out of your nose, and a single strand of spit ran down your mouth. You coughed as the pain in your throat became worse. How you managed not to get teary-eyed was a mystery to you. The smell coming from your windpipe made you gag, but you needed to collect yourself to keep at least a little bit of your dignity. With shaking hands, you reached into a small handbag you had strapped around your shoulder. Thankfully, none of the gunk had hit it. You pulled out a small package of orange juice. For a moment you considered drinking the sour drink. But the thought alone made you retch. So you simply took a single sip and kept it in your mouth before spitting the liquid out. At least now the taste was gone. You sighed in relief, when suddenly you heard a voice. Are you alright? It came from the stall next to you. Problem was, it was a male voice. Did you run into the wrong restroom? No. When you came in, there weren't any urinals when... Okay, what are you doing in the toilet, you perv? You said with playful anger. If he was a pervert, you desperately hoped you ruined his little parade. With a hushed tone, the voice replied. What? Really a pervert? He said. Walked into the wrong toilet and now I'm too scared to leave. If you weren't too exhausted, you would have laughed. So what now? A noise indicated that he shrugged. You do realize I can't see you, right? You grumbled loud enough for them to hear. Oh, yeah, what I meant was, I don't know. That was a great answer. Exactly what you needed right now. You sighed. Ugh. Let me gather myself. You muttered loud enough for him to hear. Okay. What's wrong with you? He said, clearly embarrassed by the entire situation. Honestly, I skipped breakfast and then ate on lunch. He gave a light cough, which was clearly a failed attempt at suppressing a chuckle. That was a lie. In truth, your stomach had been giving you troubles all morning, but it hadn't been bad enough to excuse yourself from schoolwork. And what are you doing on the toilet, creep? He mused with mild sarcasm. I don't want to talk about it. You blinked. Was that sadness you heard? What? Did your pet die? If it did, sorry for being blunt. He gave a sad chuckle. No, it's just my parents. You blinked. The more words he spoke, the more you could pinpoint who that voice belonged to. And what's wrong with them? He sniffled. Hang on. Is that you, Wally? You interrupted with a surprised shout. He went quiet. Wally hasn't been in class for half the day. Had he spent that entire time in the girls' toilet sulking? Oh god, that was hilarious. Okay, seriously, why are you crying in the girls' toilet? Only now you realize you interrupted him. Sorry. Wally sniffled. Nah, it's fine. You sighed internally. You're way too exhausted to just leave, and too curious about this situation to just tell him to shut up. With a shrug, you accepted your fate and started playing backyard psychiatrist. Okay. I'm willing to listen. What's wrong with your parents? You said in a vague attempt to sound calm. Both of my parents are in politics. More or less. He started. And both of my parents were home high students. You could see where this was going. They aren't really happy that my grades aren't all perfect A's. My mother, she realized first that my real passion is art, and you furrowed your brows. She didn't like it? She really didn't like it. Says it's a waste of time. Unless you are really, really good, which apparently, according to her, I'm not. You thought for a moment about the practicality before simply asking, so she sees it as an insult that you're a little artistic boy? He lightly stomped his foot on the floor in an attempt to gather his thoughts. With that work, I could become mayor of this town or even president of the entire country if I put my back into it. You know, not into something that isn't entirely useless. You paused for a moment. And of course, I feel as if they're right. While I can paint quite well, it's all just landscapes. No portraits, no puppets, just nature. I have no idea how to sell that. You huffed. What? Please don't mock me, I'm in a really bad spot. I'm just thinking, you replied. He made a noise somewhere between intrigue and confusion. Well, I now drop my woes on you, and you know who I am, but I don't know who you are. You giggled. I'm Dave Valentine. You were a regular humanoid puppet. You shared math and chemistry classes with Wally. You were a blue felt puppet with long wiggly arms. You had green triangle-shaped nose and dark blue hair that was put in a ponytail. What was unique about you was that your eyes were attached to your face with Velcro, which allowed you to remove them and still see. It was great for a lot of shenanigans. When you weren't wearing the somewhat garishly rainbow-colored school uniform, you preferred frilly dresses in your favorite color, red. And your family owned the local TV studio. He blinked before replying. Wait, I know you're in some of my classes. Yeah, that name sounds familiar. Wait, can you tell me more about yourself? With a blush, you told him about your family. My parents own Rainbow Road Studios. It's a local TV recording studio for, well, local TV shows. Oh, yeah, that town's celebrities, he said loudly, and you smiled. You know, I just had an idea. I just need to think a little about it. For a moment, you both were quiet. What are you thinking? He asked. Well, my dear Wally, I have a few ideas right now, but... You wrap your stringy arms around your body excitedly. You have been struggling yourself, too, with something your parents were very specific about. One hand washes the other. But then again, maybe that's why you had stomach cramps with the stress and all. First, I'd like to know if I have your full commitment. We are in the bathroom in our high school. I don't think we should be talking about commitment here, he said dryly. But bathrooms are seatbeds for ideas. You don't know how many great ideas for shows my dad had while on the crapper. Wally snorted. We just don't have the budget for most of these ideas. Right. I get it. You raised a finger as you hyped yourself up. Now, commitment. Right, that's where we were. I was thinking, I could get you a show, probably. Wait, what? A show on our local network. If it's a hit, we send the demo tapes to real TV studios and you become a star. Wally's eyes twinkled at the idea. I assume there's a catch? You rubbed your hands together evilly before removing one of your eyes and slapping it on the palm of your right hand. Let's make a deal. I try to convince Mommy and Daddy to give you a show on our network. An art show, like Bobbert Rossfield on Channel 99, with his show The Joy of Drawing. Wally gasped and then blushed hard. And in return you become my boyfriend. Wait, what? If Wally had brows, he would furrow them concerned for himself and your sanity, as that request was unbelievably strange. I feel like there's an explanation warranted. Okay, my parents are like super conservative, and they don't accept my free lifestyle. Thing is, I have zero interest in any of the guys my parents try to hook me up with. They're all kind of nerds and stuff. And quite frankly, there aren't a lot of cute guys in the school either. Daddy always said the first high school love is top priority for any Valentine. It's an important life experience, and if you don't get it, you will be missing out on an important step at becoming an adult. Huh. That was weird. Wally never heard of a family actively encouraging their little girl to find a partner, though this probably was more something unique to your family rather than something common with others. He blinked. Yeah, that name of your family may be a huge giveaway for that. He tapped his fingers together. He didn't expect to get a girlfriend today. When they ask where we met, we just say in the school garden club. When the sun was blaring and the sprinklers just turned on. They love this romantic crap. I don't think I can remember that. You deadpanned. Fine. Then let's do it for real, so we both have the same story. But we don't tell them that this is a pact, right? You remained quiet for a couple minutes. Maybe it was a bit too dense for you, but nah, it was cute. Of course. We don't tell them about our toilet talk. That's obvious. Okay, I'm in, he said, hesitantly. Grinning in response, you then snaked your arm under the toilet cabin. You saw Wally jump back as your eye blinked inside of your palm. He was luckily fully dressed and not actually using the porcelain throne. Would have been very awkward. You waved at him. Shake my hand. He retreated further into the corner. Can you not do that when we are dating? That eye thing is weird. You were a little taken aback. All of your family members have removable eyes, And sure, you never felt the need to publicly showcase what you could do with them. Still, this reaction was surprising to you, and you sighed. Closing the eye, you turned your hand into a finger gun pointing at him. When you don't shake my hand, there won't be a Wally show, and I won't help you get out of the bathroom. He sighed. You drive a hard bargain. He chuckled darkly to himself. 20 minutes later, you found yourself inside of the beautiful garden of Home High. You whistled impressed. The garden club did a really good job this year. Mostly thanks to the new sprinkler system, though. Wally stood before you, his body shaking in anticipation. He had never kissed before. The two of you were third years, so both just barely 18. You pulled out your pocket watch. 10 seconds. He gulped. 9. Maybe Wally hoped his first kiss would be more sudden. 8. Or maybe feel more special. 7. Where was the romance and all that? 6. Oh God, this was really happening. 5. If he had known this in the morning today, he would have put on more expensive cologne. 4. His heart jumped as you took a small step closer. 3. You were about as tall as him, maybe just a tiny bit smaller. His best friend Barnaby would say, the height difference is only important once you can spit over the other's head. 2. Sure, that was a bit crude, but Barnaby was Barnaby. 1. Wait, what was he doing again? 0. Your lips crashed onto Wally. Simultaneously, the sprinklers of the garden started spewing water into the air, creating a beautiful rainbow above the two of you, as both of you got wet. Wally's heart jumped and he closed his eyes instinctively. You, meanwhile, opened one eye. God, he was like a plank of wood. Seems like you needed to do everything yourself. So you took the initiative and snaked your arms tightly around his upper body. He was now tightly wrapped around you. He whimpered, but his lips didn't let go. Come on, shouted the voice in his head. Just like disgust, do it. Wally whimpered again, before his tongue breached past your lips. Finally, you closed your eyes in enjoyment. Seems like he had a backbone after all. Your hands caressed his back as you wanted to make the embrace more comfortable for him. And he did something you didn't see coming. Boldly, he grabbed the hair tie that you had and undid it. Your by now damp hair flowed down as it was freed and almost immediately grabbed a big tuft of it, pressing your faces closer. Your lips curled up as you kept kissing him. Yes. Seems like you made the right choice today. Ah, yes. Seems like you made the right choices today.